All right, Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Nice to be able to say hi to everybody. It's Christmas Eve, so both Leslie and I took the day off early. We worked through lunch and just quit at 3. And since we have internet, yay, we can shoot some video up here on the landing. This is going to be a hangout area for students. Yeah, we've had lots of good things and some tough things last couple days, and I've been thinking a lot about the call of God. I always wanted to get that on the video, but I could never get it because the internet would click out. But isn't that cool? This is the main kind of bedroom, our main bedroom, and that's our walk-in closet, and they have a skylight to that, and also to the bathroom. We need to improve that light. We actually bought a cheap light to go in there, but that's kind of fun, isn't it? So yeah, some things have gone well, some things have gone badly. Here's our main door. On the good side, our lights are working. There's automatic time-sensitive lights, which are a lot of fun. And so it's cool that they've been working. They weren't always working. So we click something apparently, and you turn them on all over the place. This is what I call the guy's side. Room 16 and 17 right there. And then 18 down at the end. They got nice big double doors there. Let's see if I can zoom out again here. Can I not zoom out? Let's zoom out. Or maybe I am zoomed out. And then the girls' wing down here. Lights also working. I like this a lot. And this just has one switch for all the lights. And it's this one. Where are you? Here we go. So it clicks everything on. There's room 14. And 12. Again, the nice skylights. And then 11 at the end. That's the one. 11 is the one where we had the nice new, or the chandelier, the $100 chandelier from the Brocante. Good deal. Anyways, so some things have gone well. That's gone well. We've also had some trouble. We tried to hire the chimney guys to come and make it so that our chimney would work. We thought that'd be fun. And so they came, and they were great guys, and they worked hard, and we asked them for a price, and they said it was going to be $160. So I thought, well, that's good. And then we thought, unfortunately, they couldn't get the chimney. They said there's so much bird debris that they could not clear it. Here we're coming down. Leslie's been painting hard, mostly done. And so they worked for a couple hours, 2 or 3 of them, and we thought, wow, this is a lot. We thought we should still pay them even though they couldn't get it done. And so they were working on this one right here. And then the bill came, $600. And you're like, oh, come on, guys. You know, anyways, so that was a bummer. It's just money, right? And then another problem. Today, we were looking in this room and are noticing, I think, those are new marks. And we found some paint chipped on the ground. That's directly below our bathroom. So there's no leak we can tell, but it kind of looks like there might be a leak up there, which is going to be really complicated. And while we're on a little bit of a negative swing here, it's really interesting. A super windy day yesterday, and actually one of those, we found out that those open too, those little lights up there. They open, and one of them blew open during the storm, which wasn't a big deal, just blew a bunch of hibernating insects inside. But you're thinking, what happens if that happens when we're gone and it stays open for 2 months? So all that to say, there's just a lot of faith that's involved in this whole journey. A couple other problems. One of them is we bought 3,000 liters of fuel for, I don't know, $2,700, and turned the boiler on, and the boiler gave us a light. So we still have no heat. But we're in good spirits, and it's Christmas, and it's 11 degrees Celsius in here, so it's not too bad. We have a space heater, so it's a little warmer in our room at night. And it got me thinking, I want to talk a little bit about the call of God on a person's life. I remember being a kid and going to high school in Cairnport High School, and running into chapel late one day, and sit down in the chair. There we go, get comfortable, put the nice building on. I suppose I could put myself on. I don't have glasses on though, so yeah, that looks kind of, although it's nice to have the fireplace there. Yeah, I'll put it back, sorry. So I remember running into chapel at the last minute, and and it was Saskatchewan, so it was cold, and my hair froze, and I got there too late to sit with my friends, so I was just sitting in the back, and the speaker started speaking, and it was a missionary, and he started telling a story. It might be from Catcher in the Rye, actually, about an imaginary land where people were born blind, and tragically there was a cliff close to their village, and so day after day folks would wander off and they would fall over this cliff. Fortunately, fireside chat with Robbie, that's right, Jared. Fortunately, there were some folks in the area that were born with the ability to see, and so they would stand on the edge of the cliff saying, don't go this way, you're going to die, it's dangerous, and so they were able to stop a lot of people from going over the cliff and getting hurt. But there was, this huge cliff, big long cliff, and there's not enough people, and so there are always huge gaps. And the speaker turned to us and said, "Will you stand in the gap?" And of course, he was talking about Christianity. And if you don't know, Leslie and I are Christians, and so that's a big part of who we are and what we're doing. And Jesus came saying, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." And the big idea of Christianity is that God shows us a better way to live, forgiving sins and forgiving enemies and loving people and that. And so we believe that. That's a big part of our life. And at that moment, I remember just sitting there thinking, yes, that's what I want to do with my life. I want to help people. I want people to find God. I want them to find this abundant life. And they gave us one of those little sheets at the end of the chapel saying, wherever, whoever, whatever. And I remember signing it saying, yeah, I'll go wherever. I'll do whatever, whenever. And at that moment, as a little, I guess maybe a 15, 16-year-old, I fully expected my life to be terrible. I thought it's going to be real bad. I thought we were going to be poor and God's going to send us to some country that is really cold or really hot, where we're going to be sweating all the time. And I thought that I would pretty much hate my life. And to our shock and surprise, it's been an incredible life. God's given us so many good things. And I remember going to Bible college, and I remember I took a preaching major, and it might have been Ian Lawson, it might have been a visiting speaker, and he was saying, if you can imagine yourself doing anything else than working in a church, you should do it. And they said a lot of stuff like, there's trouble, and people, get mad, and people say nasty things, you're not going to be paid a lot. And at the time, I remember I was working at camp, and I thought, this is ridiculous. Why would they say this? Camp is like the best thing ever. I'm helping kids. We're talking about real serious issues, having a ton of fun. And I'm thinking, I'm living my best life. I don't know what he's talking about. Ministry's hard. And I didn't understand until I became a worship pastor. And suddenly not everybody liked me. In fact, I wasn't a great worship pastor. And some people wanted me fired. And it was sort of the dark years in my life, honestly. Sorry to the church there, but it was. And I remember asking harder questions like, why are we doing this? Are we doing this because we just like people liking us, like in youth ministry? Or are we doing this because we think God wants us to do that? And that's how we've tried to live our life. We've tried to live our life doing what God wants. And in some ways, things are so much better than we expected. And yet there has been a cost. And for us, the cost has been family. We have not lived close to family for our entire adult lives. And as a result, my kids don't really know their extended family. And we haven't been able to see people, and that's a bummer. But it is part of what we've been called to do. That's a dirty window, by the way. Whew. And I'm super thankful for our life. I'm super thankful for my life. This Christmas, our kids are not here, and it hurts. A lot of you kind of know what we're talking about, and you've felt this too. When we bought the tickets, Canadians were allowed to travel to France, and so we thought we'd be able to get our kids here, and we'd all have France together. We'd all have Christmas together. It'd be fun. But then the second wave hit, and it just became impractical for them to get here. And so as a result, they're not here. And so we have no decorations, and we're sitting in a beautiful, beautiful chateau that's very cold. Not super Christmassy. Even though my wife is the most Christmas person ever. She works so hard on this kind of stuff. And I guess this might sound ridiculous if you're looking like those poor guys in their castle. I get it, that sounds ridiculous. On the other hand, it is part of the call of God on our life. It's about the faith. And I am not a guy, like when I look up at the roof and I see that paint chipping and I think it's new, and I'm thinking somewhere in this massive concrete structure is a leak that I can't see. I have no idea how we're going to get to it. I have no idea how we're going to fix it. The roof guys came and they're going to come in January and they're going to charge. They're the same guys that charge us $600 for not opening the fireplace. And I'm thinking they could charge us a couple $1,000 to replace shingles. We have so many problems and they're so huge, so much bigger than us. And my personality is, I'm just a guy who wants to be in control, and I want to, live within my means. And yet this pushes us so far to the edge. And I guess what I'm saying is the call of God on your life might be different than you expect. He may ask you to do different things. He's asking me to spend more money than I want to spend, because I hate spending money. And every time we turn around, there's something that needs to get fixed here. And so it's challenging for me. I don't mind working hard, but I hate spending money. But that's what we got to do. And then we're going to do it because faith, because we know that in 2 or 3 months, we're going to have, 20 college students and workers out here, and we're going to read through the scriptures, and we're going to get to know each other, and we're going to talk about the way of Jesus, and it will be life-changing. And so in the meantime, we tile, and we paint, and we get this place ready. And anyways, I've gone long. It was a little bit of a sermon today, but it's Christmas Eve, and we cut it early, so I got some time. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me with this little fireside chat, as Jared called it. I hope your Christmas will be blessed. I hope you will be able to find someone to love and care for. I hope you're by family, and I hope you're able to do some good wherever it is that God leads you, and whatever He asks you to do, whether it's something comfortable for you or not. I hope you'll follow it. Okay, thanks. Merry Christmas, everyone.